Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I am here today to give you a speech on how to stay safe online. Amy Winehouse just died. There was a massacre in Norway. There has been flooding in the states west of us. There have been data breaches. There have been flooding in Lansing, and asking for people to donate to the Red Cross. Now you're probably wondering, what do all these things have in common? What they do have in common is they are all ways for bad guys to get your information or to get viruses on your computer. I'm sure most of us have seen these types of things saying, Amy Winehouse just died, here's pictures. I run a small computer business on the side, and I get calls from people, and they'll say, I keep getting this thing popping up telling me I have malware on my computer and these viruses I need to click here to download. And then my next question is, well, have you installed any software? No, I haven't installed any software. Well, what happened? Well, I don't know. Lenny, can you come out and look at it? So I'll usually get there and then I'll quiz them again. And the question then becomes, well, I notice you have this. Have you done anything? Well, you know what? I got this little pop-up and I clicked on it and it said I had malware on my machine, and after I clicked on that, it said that in order to remove the malware, I'll have to have a credit card. So I still get this credit card request and still get this credit card request. Excuse me. So I fixed the problem, and then after doing this enough, I thought to myself, there's got to be a way to educate people on what not to do. There are three main ways that I'm going to tell you to keep yourself safe online. I'm making the assumption that everyone here uses some type of antivirus software. I have to make that assumption because that's just something that you just have to do, is have antivirus and make sure it stays up to date. The first thing that I say that I'm going to tell you about is don't panic when you see those pop-ups. You'll see pop-ups in a lot of instances that literally say, and an example my wife happened to me about 2 weeks ago, is she got a pop-up window and she says, Lenny, it says we've got viruses on the computer. What should I do? And what I tell people to do is, number one, don't panic. If you're not sure what happens, call someone. If you're not sure what to do next, call someone and say, what should I do about this? Or disconnect from the internet so the viruses can't install, or really, you can call me. I do not mind. Everybody's got my telephone number. Because I would rather you call me and you take 5 minutes of your time than risk losing everything that you have on the computer. But the first thing is don't panic. When you see those things, don't say, oh my goodness, I've got a virus, let me click OK and let them scan. It's just a scan. Excuse me. The second way that you can keep safe online is you must make sure that you keep your software applications up to date. What I tell people who use Windows is turn on Windows automatic updates. Microsoft every Tuesday, and I realize that everyone does not use Windows, but 85% of the people in the world do. Microsoft has automatic updates that the second Tuesday of every month, they go in and they apply security patches to the computer so Windows gets updated. One of the ways that bad guys attack your computers is they know the things that Microsoft has switched with, the things that Microsoft has fixed with their patches. So they know where the vulnerabilities are in the computers. So they will write software that will go in and take control of these availabilities. So when Microsoft releases the information and says, here's the things that we fixed, the bad guys say, oh, these things are fixed. There's going to be a lot of people who didn't go in and automatically update their software to fix it on their computer. In addition to updating Windows, you also have to make sure that you update the other software you have on your machine, such as Adobe Acrobat, and Adobe Flash. Those are also ways that there's always some kind of PDF exploit that can happen with Adobe Acrobat. The other applications that need to be updated, if you use a browser besides Internet Explorer, such as Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome, make sure that they're up to date. And the third thing, and the most important, and this really scared me as I was writing this speech, is make sure you use good passwords. A lot of people will use the same password for their email account that they use for their electronic banking account. They'll say, well, what's your email address? Well, it's abcd@hotmail.com. So I go to my bank and say abcd@hotmail.com and then use the same password that I use for the email. Well, Bank of America and Sony are two big things that just got hacked. And once people get that password and email combination, it's really easy for them to say, oh, this is a Hotmail account and I have a password. Let me actually go to his email and see if this works for everything. And it usually will, and that's when data breaches occur, that is one of the easiest ways to get your identity stolen, is to use that combination. So make sure you don't use the same password for your email that you use for your banking. There is no way to be 100% safe while you are on the internet. The only way to do it is to not be on the internet. But if you use the three things that I told you about, to not panic, to make sure your software is updated, and to use strong passwords, you can remain reasonably safe while you're online. If you have any questions or you need help one night, feel free to give me a call and I'll try to talk you through it so you don't get viruses or malware or your identity stolen. Thank you very much, and